And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Wouldn't you know, I'd get a message right away here. Oh, well, good for you. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's the 30th of May, 2019. I'm Roy Potter. Welcome to the Potter Expositor. Can you believe it's May 30th already? My goodness. June's right around the corner. And lots of things going on, of course. I have to do this early this morning because I have to hit the road, so I apologize. And I'm in one of my favorite cafes. I've shown it to you before. Let me give you a little show around here real quick so you can kind of see what it's like. This is called Jody's Diner. And one thing that you'll notice in a place like this is that, Wyoming is basically a very conservative state. Mostly Republicans, Second Amendment, First Amendment. Unfortunately, this is where the Cheneys came from. Liz Cheney is, of course, a representative here, daughter of Dick Cheney, and so there are problems, even in Wyoming, But I have noticed, and so I'm going to have to keep my voice down, that we're getting lots of different people here now. Quite a number of liberals are coming here. I don't think they've really taken over the government yet, but by the same token, and I'm going to take this because it might be important. Sorry, you'll know why in a minute.
It's extra tough. They gave me double chemo this time, though.
I know this is very bad to do, but this is how I get my information.
Yeah, well, I didn't do the port because it was only 4 chemos, but they were doing.
Probably has something to do with the Second Amendment problem.
And so it's.
So we'll keep track of that. Sorry, this is news happening. I don't have a staff that could say, hey, here's breaking information. You need to look at this. So at any rate, yes. So I've got to keep my voice down because I am seeing more and more leftist liberals showing up, and also transgender, LGBTQ, things like that. They're more and more, and so there are a few in here, and I don't think they'd like me talking about these things.
They are so cute.
This is the day I should have stayed home and done this there, though, but I wanted to come out for breakfast. Anyway, enough of that. Did you see the Muller deal yesterday? I did a quick upload on it last night, and talked about how serious it is. By the way, the chat is on. Okay, let's make sure everything's okay. Let me know that the sound is okay. I think it is. It looks like it is. As you can see in the description box, I talk about Jeffrey Wright. He's and I'm going to say it, he's a black actor. I've liked him. He seems to be a pretty good actor, and I'm not going to find fault with him because he's black. I'm going to find fault with him because of what he said. And this is the problem that we're having throughout the United States. The whole purpose of the leftist Marxists and the invasion from the South and the bringing in of Islamists, period, and allowing them to set up Sharia law, all of this, everything that's going on, leftist Marxists bringing in communist ideas, they call themselves anti-fascists. What they don't say is that they're communists. So there's really no difference in authoritarian rule no matter what side you're on. So they're all out to destroy the United States. And as I've often said, maybe, possibly, no, more than possibly, we have done some horrible things. The Supreme Court just did it again the other day, saying it's okay to kill babies, just make sure you give them a proper burial. The wickedness here just never ceases. And I got to diverge for a minute, because one of the things I learned in my studies was that Jesus supposedly went to Egypt as a baby to protect him from the killings that were planned for him and his family by Herod and that group. But they lived in a place called On, Egypt. Nobody really knows. Some people say, well, he went to Alexandria. Some say, no, he went to, wherever. Where he was in the Hebrew city of On, which means city of the sun, which is the same thing as Beth Shemesh in what became Israel, ancient Israel. And it wasn't a very nice place. He saw a lot of the world there. It started out as a spiritual center for the Israelites, and it turned into a city of debauchery, by and large. But it was a place to learn a lot of things. You could learn important scientific philosophy ideas, things like that. But you also were subjected to all of these different other things, like we are today. So in some respects, it's good in that we're seeing the difference, if we have eyes to see and ears to hear, and know the difference and be able to choose the right path, I guess you could say, not be forced into the right path, but choose it. Oh, thank you. But anyway, so the entire leftist Marxist takeover, the Democrats, all of this, and we saw it in Muller yesterday. He repeated the same things. By the way, he's definitely being drained by the Spirit of God, I think, because he's a wicked man. He's responsible for covering up the murders of thousands of people, literally, and doing really, really nasty things against his oaths that he's taken to God and to our Constitution. Terrible FBI director. He is not a guy that has integrity, honesty, or any of that. And yes, I will judge him because he's already shown his true colors, so I can say it. I'm not guessing about it. I'm not guessing about him like he was trying to guess about Trump and about us and find fault with us. Bad man, evil. Same with Comey. Everybody involved in the coup. There's some people that are pulled up into that got caught up because their bosses were telling them to do it, or they may have felt those ideas but didn't really realize what they were getting themselves into. Tough luck. They all need to go down, President Trump, all of them. And you need to take the gloves off and stop playing around with these guys. Look what the IG did yesterday. Well, I mean, he was fine. He pointed out McCabe's problems. But then the DOJ, your DOJ under Barr, declined to prosecute. We can't have this anymore. We cannot have this anymore. Man, I'm jumping around a lot. Let me get back to Jeffrey Wright. So basically, this is the attitude of the left. And Lindsey Graham actually said that once when they were in the hearing in the Senate, confirming Justice Kavanaugh. He turned to Dianne Feinstein and the Democrats and he said, I hope you people will destroy this country. If you ever get power, you will destroy this country. And that's exactly what their intention is. And the rhinos too, but the leftist Marxists have really gotten a hold of the Democrat Party. This is not a name-calling contest anymore. This is verified proof about what their objectives are. So Jeffrey Wright basically said it. He said, when we get power, you better effing duck. Did you all see it? Look it up. Actor Jeffrey Wright. When we get power, you all better fucking duck. Yeah, I said it. Absolutely. That's what they're going to do. The Weatherman Underground under Bill Ayers saying that they're going to kill. It was at the time that they did this in the 70s. It would have amounted to about a third of the population. And that agenda has never left. And Obama and what the Obama administration did, we saw it at Bundy Ranch. We saw it at Red River in Texas. We've seen it all over. Their intent is to take away the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness of every American, red-blooded American who believes, sorry about that, in the Constitution. I don't know where that went. I guess you can find it. That is the end result of all of this. That is what I would have picked that up, but I couldn't quite reach it. Sorry. So this is serious business. These people, look what they're doing to President Trump, and you've got to understand that same thing that they're doing to him, they're really doing it to us. He is the central figure of all this, but the way they attack him is the way they're attacking us. Now again, I have good members of my family that I love dearly, but they're being fooled by the MSM. Some have worked in the federal government in very high positions, just under SES. Okay, and they can't see it. They just will not understand what's happening because they've been programmed to hate Trump. What they don't realize is that they're being programmed to hate us as well. Trump is kind of like the proxy for us, so that's where we're going with this. They're going to turn on us. Now, the good side. Let me make sure the sound is okay. I'm just going to check this again. Sorry about this, guys. By the way, I'm also sorry the other day that I got cut off. There is a fusion center not far from here. As a matter of fact, I had a run-in yesterday afternoon. I went out. You'll see that I headed out south of town, and I was taking pictures, of the old homestead there and those things. You can go back and see it. Lambs, cows, talk to a sheep herder, those things. That's the kind of stuff I do. I'll probably do more of that actually because it can get very interesting. But if I do it on a regular basis, I'll get a microphone. I'll have some windscreen on it. I was using my phone yesterday, but interestingly enough, there is an oil gas facility on that road. It's a dead end road, the one that I was on. It runs in. Well, you can go to Colville, Utah on a dirt road, but I wasn't going to do that. But it ends at an oil and gas facility out there that is under somewhat secure situation. I'll be dang, man. They knew I was out there, and they sent 3 sheriff's vehicles out there to see if I was, surveying this thing to blow it up or whatever they were thinking. So, they're on my tail all the time, even now. Now, the local sheriffs probably didn't know why they were sent. They were probably said, "Hey, go check this situation out down there." We have a suspicious vehicle. Yeah, right. I should go over to the sheriff's office and talk to the sheriff and let him know what's going on because they obviously are just doing whatever the Fed Fusion Center says. So this is real stuff. This is absolutely real. So we're in a hurt. They are going to, as Joe DeGeneva has said, we are in an all-out war. It hasn't gone to bloodletting yet. It hasn't gone to shooting that we know of. Although it's very possible that this Professor Misfood, who, if he ever surfaces and gets in front of a grand jury or even the DOJ. It'll blow the lid on the whole coup thing. So he could be hiding, or they could have already assassinated him and taken him out because he was their biggest liability. Steele is as well, and some other things, but Steele is not cooperating. So do you see what we're up against here? I'm all for Trump. I know I see people like MAGA Coalition and some of those types of people. They're worried about getting the military involved. Look, guys. This isn't fixable any other way. Look what the DOJ does. Declines to prosecute McCabe on the things that the IG found. Look at the massive kickback inside the government. You're not going to fix this thing under normal circumstances. The Insurrection Act is going to have to be used, and the military is going to have to be used to go into these agencies because they are not following the Constitution, MAGA Coalition, and all you guys. I love you to death. I think you guys have done a great job on so many things. But you obviously don't know how insurrections and infiltrations work. You think you can solve this thing in the normal constitutional manner. Well, it is going to be a constitutional way to do it, but we're going to have to take the gloves off, and we're going to have to find loyal people in the military that will handle this. There is no other way. I'm telling you, there is no other way. That's not martial law. Not in reality. Not when you're using it to take out those who have infiltrated our government to destroy the Constitution and have engaged in acts of treason, sedition, and insurrection. And that's exactly what's happened. Even Joe DeGeneva said this is an all-out war. It's not at the shooting stage yet that we know of, but it's right around the corner. We can't deal with it any other way. Adam, Ginger, all you folks over there, and there are others that don't want to go there, but we really have no other choice at this point. Will Trump do it or not? I don't know that he has the guts. I honestly don't. But I hope if we're going to save this it's not even a constitutional republic now. We can get back to it, but we're so far down the road of leftist Marxism at this point that anything less than that is going to be better. She keeps dropping those cups. Sorry about that. I know that drives your ears crazy. I've never seen the people that are serving in here today. They are leftists, I got to tell you. Okay. So, that's where we are. Mueller set it up for an impeachment and also to keep this whole thing running so that, the country's split in half. I keep seeing these polls that Trump is coming forward, and I think if we have reasonable Americans, this thing that Trump is doing, that we're trying to do, will work. And again, I'm not totally satisfied with Trump. He's really fouled up on the First and Second Amendments. Bad, very bad. And he keeps allowing the military-industrial complex to push him into foreign wars. Bad. The border should have military on it right now. That's where we're mostly vulnerable. And like I said, the military used to raid the IC, the FBI, the CIA, the Department of State, even aspects of the Department of Defense. I mean, it's really that bad, folks. And if Trump doesn't do it, nobody else in the future is. Not that I see. Remember what Jeffrey Wright said: when we have power, you all better effing duck. And they absolutely mean it. That's not rhetoric. If Trump is engaged in rhetoric, the left is not. They're not. And history proves it. Okay. Let me just see if I've touched on a few other things here. Basically, what Mueller did yesterday was set up the impeachment deal. Basically says he's not going to testify anywhere else, not going to say anything more. He doesn't need to. He set up the impeachment proceedings, the basis for it, even though there's nothing there. It's all in their minds. It's all false accusations, innuendo, all of that. But they're going to use it, and they're going to go forward with it, and it's going to get very serious. Mueller, Department of Justice Special Counsel, former FBI director, says that they couldn't exonerate the president. Now, you all have heard all the arguments. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with it. But this country is not built on guilty until proven innocent. It is innocent until proven guilty. What Mueller did yesterday, and Joe DeGeneva and Tom Fitton and Chris Farrell and a lot of these good folks have pointed out what Mueller did. Now they're saying that he's embarrassed himself and that he's trying to turn the Constitution and the rule of law on its head. No, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just that. It's deliberate subversion. Do you understand? Mueller knows that you're innocent until proven guilty. And to say that, they couldn't exonerate the president, to say that, what was his actual statement? There was no evidence of innocence? Oh, do you understand? This is what we're looking to in the future if the leftist Marxists, just like Jeffrey Wright said, get power. This is what we're looking at. I know for a fact that they're already acting like that in so many things. Look at the IRS. You're guilty until proven. You've got to prove your innocence. Look at that. I've seen other instances where exculpatory evidence, just like in the coup situation against Trump, has been withheld so that they can get convictions instead of say, it's obvious the guy didn't do it, so we're going to go find out who really did it. Or they make up crimes. And then you're guilty until proven innocent. Do you see where this is going? And Mueller is behind it. He's an evil, evil, evil man. And all those people from Comey, Clapper, Brennan, Obama, Clinton, all of them. Anyone associated with them, Strzok, Page, Carlin, we could go. There's so many in the government. Again, the only way to handle this is the military has to not take over the country, but be used to go after the insurrectionists and subversives inside the federal government, which is proper to do under the circumstances. and take care of the border as well. The actual insurrection that's occurring because of the drug cartels being used as the drugs are being used as a front to get the money and to get the weapons and to get the people in the country, and to fuel the takeover of the Mexican government, which they successfully did, and apparently are giving money to people like Pelosi, and then they're doing the same thing here. So we can't solve this politically, diplomatically. Let's put it that way. Any longer. There is no common ground. We've separated so far. There is no common ground between the left and the right. It's evil. Really, it's a breakdown between good and evil. And I know that's oversimplistic because, again, not all the good guys are all that good either. But you get my drift. This division in our society and in our hearts and minds is taking on enormous proportions, and it's extremely dangerous. You need to make sure that you're ready, and you need to make sure that you have the proper alliances in place and places to go, whatever. I mean, this is really going to get bad. Jeffrey Wright said it all. I'm quoting him. Again, I'm going to say it again. It's the name of this title, right? When we get power, you better effing duck. All right. Dan Bongino did a very good breakdown on Muller's deal, showing how he lied in more than once, twisted facts, all to give the people that are listening to him and don't know any better, who haven't researched it themselves, the reasons to push for impeachment and to push this nation into a leftist Marxist area, which Muller is definitely trying to accomplish, along with all the rest of his conspirators. But anyway, you need to go listen to Dan Bongino's thing from yesterday where he breaks this down. Very, very good. Shows it like 5 different places. He also goes over the Comey op-ed that happened the day before in the Washington Post. And AIM pointed out last night at the American Intelligence Media that Comey's piece the day before Mueller's talk was probably worked out between the two of them, that was deliberate for Comey to deliver his lies, and there were, as I think Dan Bongino also tore up that op-ed by Comey in the WAPO. Again, like 5 different things where it's obvious that Comey twisted facts and lied. Comey did that on Tuesday. Then Mueller did his thing yesterday on Wednesday, and it looks like that those were coordinated, which wouldn't surprise me a bit. Would it you? No, wouldn't me. So go look at Dan Bongino's breakdown of that. He does a very good job. Okay. One of the things I got to mention here is, I've complained about our intel community for a long time, and even Trump said during the beginning of the campaign that their intel was so bad for so long that we've had 60 years of failure. Well, I just want to point out that Brennan and all these guys that are complaining about the Russians interfering in our country, really all they're doing, if you think about it, really all they're doing is admitting their incompetence or their complicity. Do you understand that? They're actually saying that they are not able to handle their jobs because the Russians are so good. Can you imagine that? They're actually admitting it. That's what they're doing. These guys need to be fired. And if they have done any criminal activity, they need to be charged, tried, jailed, and if found guilty, jailed and or executed. That's the way I look at it. I want to point out also that this is getting so bad that now Pelosi and Waters are accusing President Trump of pornographic fornication. They know no honor. No honor. Okay, that's all I got for you today. Like I say, I got to hit the road. Let's look at chat for a few minutes. I don't want to make you think I'm not interested in seeing what you have to say. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to get a hold of Trump. You got to send him messages saying that you want these people that have done this to be held accountable. You don't want them to go just after the low-hanging fruit. You don't want them to ignore the people that have caused this horrible situation to occur. Now, it's been coming for a long time, and most of us are partly responsible because we've been complacent. We thought that the status quo, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the flag, all of that would just continue on. But it's not, ladies and gentlemen. They're ripping it apart. They're tearing it down. And I'm going to tell you one more time, you have to tell Trump to act. I definitely believe, thank you so much, I definitely think that Barr is on the right track. I don't think that he's a placebo. I don't think he's to fool us. I think he actually sees what's going on. Trump has been, in my opinion, Trump didn't know what to do because he's had no one on his side. So he's been stumbling, and I'll admit it. I think he has been. I don't think it's a master plan that he figured out. No. Is God in charge? Well, always. But we have been an evil nation, and we continue this even today with stomping on people's liberties, with bringing in false religions. And I'll say it. I don't care if people want to believe in Islam and Muhammad and all that, but it has no business bringing their law here. They assimilate with us or they go back home, okay? And then the situation with the LGBTQ, which is pushing us towards pedophilia and infanticide, which the Supreme Court now says is okay to kill a baby as long, not full term they're talking about, but regardless, as long as you properly bury the remains. Well, how nice. Well, maybe they'll get a law one of these days where people like Ruth Ginsburg, for instance, will be euthanized, and that'll be okay as long as they properly bury her remains, or anybody else that the left wants to do. We are in serious trouble. So get a hold of Trump. This thing, we can do something. We can't give an inch. We have to demand our rights. We have to be belligerent in demanding our rights and in protecting them. And that's not me calling for that. That's a legal decision that said that if you go in front of a court, you have to belligerently defend your rights. That's a court decision. So let's use it. Okay, let's belligerently defend our rights. We haven't got any choice anymore. I'm going to go down through here as slow as I can. Good morning, everyone, again. Thank you for being here. Okay, sound is good. Thank you for letting me know. Of course, now we're almost done. But oh yeah, I agree. Vahid M. Jesus is the answer, but remember, it's a state of mind as well. There are people that have never heard of Jesus. I know a few, and they are more Christian-like than Christians that they're extant. So it's the law of God. It's the mind of God in your heart and mind. Okay, that's where the division is being made, and God is doing that. So, but you're right. The principles of Jesus are the way where to go. Tony Blassetti, you're absolutely right. Mueller wants to be the hero for the deep state and ride off in the sunset, and that's exactly what he did yesterday. All right, let me just go down here. Yeah, but debauchery is rampant. I agree. Mueller is Mueller is looking the way he is because he's a demon. The demon has taken over him. Yeah, he is old, but he's not that old. But he's done some wickedness, and he's tried to falsely accuse someone else. That's satanic, and as a result, I'll just say God is withdrawn from him. I think that's pretty obvious. Let's see. Dar Smith, you say, City of the Sun gone bad. Exactly, Dar Smith. You must know history. You must know about On and Beth Shemesh and all of that. Heliopolis, etc. Debauchery, yes. Malfeasance drains the soul, yes. Mueller's small, weak portion of what he was, yes. Actually, he's always been bad since he left the Marine Corps, maybe before. Evil does that. Glad he showed his face so we can see what he has become. Excellent, Dar Smith. Excellent. You're absolutely 100% right. We were looking into the face and hearing the voice of a demon yesterday. That's exactly right. Oh, yeah. Anthony Simpson. Good. I'm glad he exercises free speech. Oh, I agree with that. And that is the good thing about this. We're seeing this division take place in front of our eyes. We who have eyes to see and ears to hear can understand what's happening. But I'm telling you, people like Jeffrey Wright are out there, and they believe that other crap, and they want to kill you. You've got to understand that. There is no middle ground of this. That is the end game that they're after, is doing what Satan did in the war in heaven. Tell you what to say, think, and do 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and then you'll be saved, quote unquote. The other was that we would experience free agency, have the right to choose, and by choosing, okay, we delineate ourselves, and then God takes it from there, okay? And I won't go into all the details on that, but we're really looking at the imposition of a satanic government. That's exactly what they're after. And yes, I worry about 5G and the panopticon and all that. Gene, I don't doubt that. I have seen it as well, and to a lesser extent in my family. She says many of my family are behaving like BLM and Antifa. I've seen a demonic side that scares me about many relatives. The MSM is the delivery system. Remember, there are drug delivery systems, and there's propaganda delivery systems, and there are mind control delivery systems, and the MSM is one. Yeah, now, Deplorical says Trump's life isn't in danger. He's the best president the deep state ever had. Well, Deplorical, I don't know about that. Okay, hold on just a minute. I just got this information that I was waiting for. So let me see what's happening here. I'm going to read this. So chat there for just a second. Okay, let me give you the information. This is from Colorado. Colorado's been crazy. You know that there have been constitutional sheriffs there that have stood against their the legislature and governors' illegal and infringement laws against the Second Amendment, and they're trying on the First. Now listen to this. This I just got. Amongst many other things, our Governor Jared Polis just signed a law saying that law enforcement is forbidden from holding illegal immigrants for ICE even when asked. That's insurrection right there by a governor. That's civil war, and that right there shows that it's time for the military to start going after these people. If the DOJ won't do it, and they won't, the FBI's on their side. I don't care what Sean Hannity says. It's time for the president to use the military and go in and after these people. And I'm sorry, MAGA coalition, you're not going to solve it any other way. It's done. It's over with. There is no backup plan any longer. We also will soon have DMVs that will be issuing driver's license to illegal immigrants and allowing them to vote. He also passed an extremely disgusting sex education bill that are pushing on our kids on transgenderism, etc. And apparently they're decriminalizing all types of Class 1 and Class 2 drugs. Marijuana isn't a drug, it's a weed, just like they say. That's where they justified all the horrible things that the drug laws have been about for the last many years. If you don't know the history of the marijuana illegality, there's no reason for that to have gone there. I understand the arguments, but it's just caused more grief, and more people have been killed because of that stupid law than anything else. But anyway, on the marijuana deal. Apparently there's going to be a recall effort in June, but they don't think it will work. So that's what's happening, and that's happening. I mean, look at Colorado, California, Oregon, Washington, New Mexico, Illinois, what is it, Vermont, New Hampshire, one of those, Maryland, New York. Things are getting bad. Things are getting real bad. Deplorical, I like what you said there. No fan of Muller, but he isn't a politician, expert liar. No, he isn't. You're right. But he does it anyway, doesn't he? Oh, yeah. Thank you. Chris Garcia. He says, sorry I'm late. Good to see you today. And F. Muller, the coward. Assange is really ill. Okay, thank you for bringing that up. Lee Stranahan is keeping us informed. He's supposed to be in court, but he's in the infirmary. Remember I said, they want him dead. Pam Anderson, when she went to see him back several months when he was first taken into custody, went to see him, and she said, I'm afraid he's going to die in prison. I'm afraid he's not going to make it through. They want him dead. Hillary wants him dead. And I am very upset at President Trump for not taking care of that man. Very upset. Because if he allows this to happen to Assange, if he allows Assange to die in prison, and no, it's not a plan to pretend he's dead and then get him out. No. You people that think that everything is all figured out. This is a travesty, and if they do this to Assange, think about it. Actually, on InfoWars yesterday, Owen said, if Trump fails taking care of Assange, if he allows this to happen to Assange and does not go after Hillary, the country is lost and Trump has failed. And I agree 100%. And I talked about this once before. In the old days, the prophets were killed. The people that stood up and told the people that they were doing evil, they were ridiculed and killed. And our great legal system, like Muller, for instance, going to that church, going in there and hearing that, looks back on those people that destroyed those good prophets and those good spiritual leaders, trying to call the people to repentance. And he thinks, how horrible that was. And yet he's engaging in the same thing. And so is our DOJ, so is our FBI, so is our IC. Assange was showing the evil in our societies. And they can't take it. They have to destroy him because they are evil. They will not repent. They will destroy rather than repent. They are killing the modern day prophets. They follow me. I mean, okay, the spirit of Christ is the spirit of prophecy, so this is not being humble. I go out there yesterday to show what's south of town, and they send 3 sheriff's vehicles out there. Why? Because I'm calling them to repentance. No, I'm not blaming that on the sheriff's deputies. They probably didn't have the foggiest idea. They probably said suspicious vehicle, possible domestic terrorist act. Who knows? They're so afraid that they'll be, not the sheriffs, but the feds and these people like Governor Paulus in Colorado are so concerned that they'll be found out that they do anything they can to cover things up. Okay, let me see if there's anything else here. Gene, I agree. I've seen that. There are too many scary patriots. It is the military or lose the republic. I choose military force. The patriots can be activated under Article 2, Section 2 by President Trump. Anything of these, militias and protecting your neighborhood and things are okay. But that is scary. That can get out of control, and I've seen that happen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I've only been going for 40 minutes, but I really got to hit the road. Let me see. I haven't eaten breakfast yet. I'm drinking their coffee, but I haven't eaten yet. Tony Placetti says, Roy, just make sure you don't spill the coffee on you when she gets there. When she gets there. Oh, yeah? You know something I don't, Tony? Elson James, Trump is good, but not doing what is necessary. Yes, I agree. There are people he could call up on Article 2, Section 2 that would show up in a heartbeat. Even though, well, anyway, you know I'd go if he called. I would. Okay, well, let me listen. Okay, yeah. Okay, a lot of you guys are making great comments. I just got to speed down through here now. I'm so sorry. Don't eat the food, Roy. No, I think I know the cook. The cook's okay.
She's got it.
The cook's okay. Yeah. Again, Chris Garcia. Yeah, he said he signed that executive order on the resources in December of 17. He signed the voter fraud thing. He's talked about censorship, but you're right. He's actually done nothing there. Again, partly because he gives the order and they don't do anything. Right? He gave the order, for instance, that John Brennan have his security clearance revoked. Nobody followed up, so he can give an order and they just ignore him. Although that might be a two-edged sword now, because now John Brennan can be charged under espionage and mishandling of classified information. So maybe in the long run, yeah, it's a blessing if they go forward if Barr goes forward with prosecuting the coup plotters. It could be a good thing in the end. Okay, I got to go, guys. Yeah, he needs to go on the offense right now, ETNAM. Absolutely, Trump needs to go on the offense. I agree. Let me see if there's anything else in here that might be like breaking news or anything. No, I don't see anything. Okay, everybody. Again, I'm sorry I cut off the program early the other day. I didn't do that. Somebody else did. And but I pretty much got to the point where I'd said everything I needed to say. So thanks for being with me, and I hope you have a great weekend. Remember, keep your eyes on the horizon, your ears to the ground, keep your situational awareness on high. This is going to get bad. Judd DeGeneva, I've been calling that there was a war in the government for a long time. Even other people are saying that it's there. It's happening now. It's been going on for a long time, but it's getting serious now. Okay? God bless you. God bless yours. God bless the Constitutional Republic of the United States of America and the Second American Revolution. And God bless Donald Trump and all of his righteous endeavors. May the Spirit of the Lord give him the spirit of the discernment as the dews from heaven, that he will know the right from the wrong and have the courage to do the right thing. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming. I guess, I'll do impromptus as I get a chance, okay, if need be. All right? Okay. Until next time.